It's Sunday morning, I'm tired, but there's a toy show, so like I'm obligated to be here. So we're gonna see what we can find or can't find.
I'm gonna go to the Toyman Show. What'll we find? I don't know, but we're gonna see so many things, like these original stills from Halloween, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan too. Piles of toys for me to dig through. I hope the toy show never ends, as long as I have the dollars to spend. Toy show.
Alright, we just got back from the toy show. This time was pretty dead, probably because there was just one 3 weeks ago. There's another one next month. We found some pretty cool stuff though. This is my wife Heather. She helps me with videos and so forth, and so I figured I'd put her on the camera today, or put the camera on her today. So the smallest purchase, just a few bucks. We got a Camp Crystal Lake pennant, like those bullshit pennants you got from sports things when you were a kid and everybody thought you should be into sports because you were a little boy. I wasn't. I like Jason Voorhees. No, I've got a Jason Voorhees one. So next up, I scored a little knockoff King Kong for about 10 bucks. What can you tell us about this, Heather?
It's King Kong.
So this guy was made in 1979 by Imperial. I do collect Imperial toys. They made a lot of knockoff Godzilla stuff, a couple of King Kong designs. I actually have one of the other ones they did. And then they made a bunch of knockoff dinosaurs, and I like them a lot. You can find them for a couple of bucks. Like I said, this guy was only 10 bucks, and I'm happy as hell with him.
Alright, next up, we've got Robot Chicken. Now I don't know really what else to say after that. He's battery powered, but we don't have the batteries for him.
So I don't really know anything about this toy. The guy that sold it to us said he thinks it works. I'm not sure. And he also said that when you push the button, it will play the theme song, which means that's the Dawn of the Dead theme song, which is like double points for me. He's not in perfect condition. His wing is loose as fuck, and so he's got some paint wear on the side of his wing and on his head. I was rummaging through one of the booths that had a lot of ephemera and paper goods, and came across two of them, lobby cards from They Came From Within. Now that's a movie that's better known as Shivers. It was David Cronenberg's first movie in 1985. Lynn Lowry's in it. It's really great. I recommend checking it out. Early Cronenberg especially they're some of my favorite movies ever made. These two little stills cost $5 for both of them, so it was kind of a no-brainer to pick it up. Now there's some crease, like little fold lines in this one, and looks like a big old smear of something across the top of here, but they're hard to notice, especially once you get them framed. They're pretty cool. They were cheap. This one's got the end of the movie in the swimming pool. If you haven't seen Shivers, or They Came From Within, whatever you want to call it, if you haven't seen it, you should probably check it out. I made you watch that, right?
Yeah, I watched it once. I remember enjoying it.
It was a great movie from the 70s that was kind of a commentary on the sexual revolution that was going on at the time.
Another thing that we got is this 6-inch figure of Leela from the show Futurama.
Turunga Leela, right?
Turunga Leela.
Turunga.
Yes, Turunga Leela, full name. From one of my favorite shows. She comes with a couple of guns, a little nibbler, and his litter box to go with it. And
then there's a turd right in the middle of his litter box too.
Yeah.
Good. So they made a whole bunch of different figures for Futurama during its original run in 99 to 2003, whatever its original TV run was. They made a bunch of different kinds of toys, a bunch of different variations of the same characters. I'm not sure how many they made or how many series they ran. So we're always on...
Hello.
So these figures can get kind of expensive, especially in the box. Ours has got some kind of yellowing on it. We ended up paying about 30 bucks for this, which we thought was fair. But I don't know, are you going to open this?
I might wait a little bit.
Well, naturally.
Yeah.
See, if you buy it and it brings you joy, that's one thing of joy. And then later on, when you open it, it's like more joy. It brings you joy twice, you know? But if you buy it and then open it right away, that's only one joy one time, you know? You got to take as much as you can get.
Yeah, and the box is really cool, and I might, you know, have to read this a little bit later. It's got all the...
I was reading it while you were talking earlier. I was super excited to find today a movie poster for a double feature of Hot Potato and Enter the Dragon. Now this is a Jim Kelly double feature. I love blaxploitation movies. I love kung fu movies, and with Jim Kelly you got a little bit of both. This is from 1976. A lot of the double feature posters would come from drive-ins because they were the ones who were doing the double features. And I'll tell you, in 1976, if I had been alive and if there had been a drive-in around here playing Hot Potato and Enter the Dragon, you could not have kept me from that place. It would have been awesome. So the poster here's got a few imperfections, but it's no big deal. It's overall in really good shape. It's a really fun movie poster. You've got kind of the classic artwork for Enter the Dragon. But then on the lesser known Hot Potato, you have an Indiana Jones knockoff and Jim Kelly in the center. And then you've got some big fat dude from like Streets of Rage. You've got a white woman on a cross and tigers. Have you seen Hot Potato?
I have not seen Hot Potato.
I have Hot Potato back there,
well,
so we're going to watch it.
Yeah,
it's
we'll watch
fun.
that.
Jim Kelly's stuff is super cheesy and goofy. He's not a great martial artist.
Well, the name of it is Hot Potato.
Right.
Like, how serious can it be?
Oh, it's not. And to top it all off, this thing only had a $20 price tag on it. Like, to me, you can't beat that. 20 bucks. I don't even know where I'm going to hang it or if it will ever get hung. But, you know, I'm going to store it in a closet somewhere and we'll be, you know, good to go in the future. So, I mean, I talked about Jim Kelly, but I didn't even bring up Bruce Lee. But everybody knows Bruce Lee and what he did and how good he was and how awesome his movies are. I mean, it is a Jim Kelly double feature, but also starring Bruce Lee. Will you go away? I love you too, dude. But jeez.
This is the last one we've got to do.
I know, we're almost done, man. Please.
And then we'll pay attention to you.
It's not going to take that long. Okay, so the most expensive, and maybe even the most exciting thing that I found today was this 12.5-inch Godzilla figure made by Bandai in 1991. Now, I don't know too much about this, but according to the seller, these came as a 2-pack with Godzilla and King Ghidorah. That King Ghidorah has got to be massive, and I'm on a new mission to find one. The guy had a price tag on this of $85, which in and of itself is a good price, but I still talked him down a little bit and got it for 70 bucks. As a matter of fact, then I walked across the convention. One of the other dealers was at a table, and he congratulated me on buying it, told me it was a great price. When I told him I got it for 70, he told me he would trade me $100 worth of merchandise from his table for this toy. I declined because I was very happy with this toy and he didn't have much that I was super stoked on. But this guy's imperfect. He's got a piece chipped off of one of his fins. He's got some paint chipped on his fins across the back. But considering he's almost 30 years old, he's pretty awesome. It was also really fun to walk around the toy show after I bought this. Just because it was huge and trying to navigate through people. I would get a lot of comments. It attracted some attention. Everybody loves Godzilla. Kids, old men, everybody but, like, you know, women. You like Godzilla?
I like Godzilla.
No. Some girls like Godzilla. I mean, who doesn't love Godzilla?
terrorists.
King Ghidorah does not love Godzilla.
That's true.
Anyway, it was a good score that I was glad I found in person, something I wasn't expecting to encounter, but that's why the toy show is so fun. You never know what you're going to find, and sometimes you get really pleasantly surprised. How do you feel about your husband spending $70 on a Godzilla figure?
It does not bother me one bit.
That sounded like rehearsed. People are going to think I'm hitting you or something. So anyway, that was the toy show. We go every time?
Just about every time.
Toy shows are always fun. There is one next month again, so we'll blow some money at that one. I walked out of the place today with $11 in my pocket, so like I didn't spend everything. Be sure to check out my next video for more stupid bullshit.